Welcome and hope you're doing well. Let's go into how Jackie Chan challenged the Chinese stereotype, who were once referred as the sick man of Asia by Europeans. We can't ignore what Bruce Lee did to challenge this as a global icon and a real model for Jackie Chan, who does clearly state that he owes his own success to him. After all, it was Bruce Lee who made martial arts fashionable to this global audience, which Jackie Chan has built on with his own unique martial arts twist to entertain us all. We will reveal those 5 characteristics that made Jackie Chan the man who kept on going in tough times and never forgot that he is a stuntman first and foremost, as he still does his own stunts. His films have grossed over $5 billion and counting. That alone shows his vast appeal. He has already done 130 films and still going strong, which shows his true multicultural appeal in his films and around the world. Here at Mr. Multicultural, we judge a person by their character, not by their race, colour or religion, as been reflected by Chinese stereotypes in the past. So why don't you join, if new to our multicultural family, by subscribing to this channel, as our understanding of us being multicultural is clearly defined here. Jackie Chan didn't have an easy life, as these articles will show. However, he has stayed humble to the point of laughing at himself at all times. This shows he has a great sense of humour, maintaining the essence of his craft by insisting on doing all his own stunts. However, he worked as a stuntman on Enter the Dragon and was accidentally hit by Bruce Lee in a scene. With Jackie's subsequent global success since, he stayed humble and stated that he will give all his wealth to many charities upon his death. This doesn't distract from those millions that he already gives to charities he already supports. Let's hear from Jackie Chan from The Emma Show, who was kind enough to record this message in support of our multicultural aims, which he clearly supports.
I'm shooting my new movie at this moment. I just want to say how happy I am that the Emmas are recognizing all ethnicities in the media. Good luck to all nominees. Thank you.
Number 1. Humble. Jackie was born on the 7th of April 1954 in Hong Kong. His parents were refugees from Chinese Civil War, and after pawning all their jewellery and clothes, they were able to move to Hong Kong. The family struggled financially, having to borrow money from friends to pay the doctor for medical bills, as Jackie had to be surgically removed at birth, which is not a cheap procedure. Jackie was sent to boarding school from an early age, eventually attending the China Drama Academy. There, he trained in martial arts and acrobatics, becoming part of a group named the Seven Little Fortunes, who would be hired as extras in Chinese movies through the academy. Jackie experienced a lot of hardship from a young age. He lived away from his parents and was even bullied whilst at school. After preventing another student from being bullied, he learned how to stand up for others and himself. Number 2. Hard work. Jackie was taking on small roles from an early age of 5 as a child actor, and upon graduating many years later, he continues to seek work as a movie extra and stuntman for various Chinese productions. When he was 20, he worked as a stuntman for Bruce Lee's films Fist of Fury and Enter the Dragon, being star-studded by Bruce Lee's presence. The pair exchanged a light-hearted moment when Bruce Lee accidentally hit Jackie over the head with a stick in one of those takes. His dedication to his job as a stuntman didn't go unnoticed. When he was 23 years old, he received a telegram from film producer Willie Chan, who was impressed with Jackie's stunt work and offered him an acting role in a film to be directed by Lo Wei. In 1978, Jackie made his first major breakthrough in the martial arts action film Snake in Eel Shadow, and later on Drunken Master. The director allowed Jackie complete freedom over his stunt work and introduced a kung fu comedy genre which proved refreshing to Hong Kong audiences. The film became one of Japan's top 10 highest grossing films in 1979, which wasn't easy, taking on board the historical rivalry between both nations. Willie Chan became Jackie's personal manager for over 30 years and was instrumental in launching his international career. Through the 1980s, Jackie played various films including The Big Brawl, The Young Master, The Cannonball Run, Dragon Lord, Project A and Police Story, 4 of which he also directed. Number 3. Passion. In 1982, Jackie married Taiwanese actress Joan Lin, and they gave birth to a son, JC Chan, the same year. His son also grew up to be an actor and a singer. 2 years later, Jackie would take on a new challenge outside his acting career, releasing 20 musical albums, performing in Cantonese, Mandarin, Japanese, Taiwanese, and English. He has displayed his talented vocal abilities and is often singing the songs of his films, which play over the closing credits. In 1988, he founded the Jackie Chan Charitable Foundation, which offers scholarship and active help to Hong Kong's young people and provides aid to victims of natural disasters or illness. Jackie has always regretted his lack of formal education, and so the charity is a cause close to his heart in the hope of offering others what he didn't have. Over the years, the scope of the charity has broadened to include medical service, help for the poor, and a quick response to natural disasters. In 2004, he also set up the Dragon Heart Foundation to help children and elders in remote areas of China by building schools and providing fees, uniforms, and books for children. As you can see, Jackie has certainly given back to various communities to promote and aid humanitarian services across the world. Number 4. Patience. By the 1980s, Jackie was the highest paid actor in Hong Kong. He had reached celebrity status across Asia and full creative control over his films. However, he was set on achieving success in Hollywood also. In 1993, Sylvester Stallone offered Jackie a chance to enter Hollywood through a role in a futuristic film called Demolition Man. However, he declined this in order to avoid being typecast in future roles in Hollywood. His decision to turn down a Hollywood role may have been a risk in some people's eyes, but by staying true to what he believed in, success eventually followed. After a string of other failed movies in the US, he returned to Hong Kong, but was not deterred in taking another shot at success in Hollywood. 10 years later, in 1995, his role in Rumble in the Bronx brought him mass appeal and kick-started his long-lasting career in the US. Later on, Jackie will appear in such films as Rush Hour, Shanghai Noon, The Spy Next Door, Kung Fu Panda, and many, many others, accounting to a total of over 130 films in his career. Number 5. Integrity. Jackie became frustrated with Hollywood's over the limited range of roles and lack of control over the filmmaking process. As a result, in 2004, he started his own production company, JCE Movies Limited. Since then, his films have featured an increasing number of dramatic scenes while he's still succeeding at the box office. To date, JCE Movies Limited have released 10 films, 5 of which are Jackie's own films. From writing his own autobiography, titled I Am Jackie Chan, to creating his own animated series inspired by his film career, he has also founded his own line of clothing. In 2006, Jackie publicly pledged the donation of half of his assets to charity upon his death. However, in 2012, he changed his will to leave 100% of his fortunes to charitable causes throughout the world. But why not leave it to his son? He believes that if he is capable, he will make his own money. A philosophy that many parents of wealth have when it comes to inheritance. In summary, he fashioned a more human face to martial arts on the screen. Not some killing machine expected by many, but a nice guy just trying to stay out of trouble. He never compromised his work for a quick buck, and shown from the many roles he turned down in Hollywood. He didn't want to be seen as some Chinese sidekick, as was the norm in the past throughout Hollywood. He understood the bigger picture. He has understood that we are all one race under the sun and just have a few differences like the color of our skin, as stated by Bruce Lee. His appeal to a global film audience is his likability and generally humble in every sense of the word, on and off screen. Why don't you leave a comment and share your own thoughts on Jackie Chan as an actor, martial arts, and even a social campaigner in Hong Kong? Is he behind the growth of the Chinese film industry with a large domestic market that will outstrip Hollywood in years to come? Would really appreciate a like or even a subscribe, and if possible donate on Patreon, however little the amount, to support this channel's ongoing mission to undertake multicultural campaigns. And remember, it's what's inside that counts, a motto we have used at the Emmys. As Jackie Chan has proven, even a Chinese person can have success as the lead in the global film market. So until next time, thank you for watching and keep it multicultural.